I think you look great. Okay, footwork looks great. Okay, that's always a thing for me. Are you doing the right footwork? One of the things that I feel is that you're awfully high and square. Okay, and I'm okay with high so long as it doesn't look too sharp and brittle. And I really want to make sure that you are still feeling like there's space here for the lady, rather than, it's really important that I'm up and open from elbow to elbow, which is what it looks like right now. Now, there's nothing, I would much rather have this than this, obviously, but I'd really like you to start to develop a sense of space and dimension. And I think some of the things that you do look a little bit two-dimensional, okay? Having said that, we're going to start right off with the first thing that looks T-O-O-T-W-O dimensional. Two-dimensional. No, I know. And that's the concept check. Okay? So, what do you know about a concept check?
Stepping and CV.
Okay, good. Excellent.
It's not supposed to be like twisted.
Good, excellent. Okay. There are 4 things that we have to do to produce a contra check. Okay? Depth, rotation, leg line, and extension of weight. Okay? So depth and rotation kind of happen at the same time. So depth and rotation kind of corkscrew you down, kind of spiral you down here. Leg line is where you want, as the leader, where you want the line to go. Is the line going to go here, or here, or here, or here, or wherever? Okay? Extension of weight is the communication that you give to your partner, and then she takes it and runs with it. Okay? All right, so that's mostly her job. Okay? Now, there are, okay, that's thing number 1. Thing number 2, there are 2 ways to produce a contra check. One of them is with a lot of rotation and very little stepping across your line. Actually, there are 3 ways to produce it. One is with no rotation and stepping a lot across your line. And one of them is somewhere in between the 2. Okay? I tend to fall with the somewhere in between the 2. I want rotation and I want CBMP. One of the things that is a problem with the contra check is we think as leaders that we have to be in the line with the lady.
Okay.
So what then happens is we get into the line like this. What did you see?
They're like,
Yeah, you're very flexible. You do a little pop and lock right now. So can you do that? It's kind of weird and scary looking. Okay. So what I want you to really feel that you're doing, so it's really, high and square, you go over the top with her. So what I want you to do is I want you to get this nice spiral down, tell her where you want her to go, and then lever from underneath and let her extend the line. So I've got quite a bit of split weight here. Whatever you think your split's going to be, 50-50, 60-40, no more than 70-30, and I do not want 70-30 in this one, especially because it takes a long time to produce. Do you like 50-50 or 60-40 or 55-45?
I kind of like a 60-40.
60-40. That's probably about where I go too. Yeah. Okay, the lady does not get that split. The lady gets a much greater extension, weight extension than the man does. So you have to be able to, once you put her into it, notice that I'm levering from my right heel, which levers my right hip forward. Okay? So you're already in this CBNP position. You can see that it's is feel like your body is rotating underneath your head and you're changing the inclination of your head as you're going into it. So it's not, right, I'm in perfect position. Oh, look, there's that. Like, oh, look, there's a girl. Okay? So you're here, pick your spot, let your body rotate underneath your head as you change the inclination of your head, and then step into the line. So let's try that. And personal preference, and it's going to be most judges' preference. And back onto yours, towards your side of the wheels, not personal. Your head rotating. Now shape your right hip toward. Good. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we're going to come out of it. Who's responsible for taking the partnership out of the line? Okay, no. Her. Yes. Why? Because she's coming forward. So when you give her the indication that you are finished with the line, all you have to do is start to rock your weight back, and it comes from the center right here. Then she takes over, and she'll pick up the partnership and put you where you direct. Okay? So you're going to change the direction. You're going to tell her how long to be in there. You're going to tell her when to come out. She does all the work, and then you tell her where to go. Okay?
That's a good idea. I've been trying to get Julia to do that for a while.
In all picture lines, he's still the boss, right? But because in all picture lines, I'm coming forward, I'm the one responsible for picking the partnership up. You shouldn't have to do, come on, let's go, because then you look like this. Right? And we don't want this. And ask you if you want some blue cheese dressing with your chicken. Okay. And rotation, right extension. Let her go. You got to tell her to come out, and now she'll pick up, and you direct where you want to go. That wasn't bad. How'd that feel, Carla?
Very nice. Okay.
All right. Good. Questions so far?
You look, I think he's going to ask a question, and the answer is no.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct. Don't hesitate to ask anything, anytime. If you don't understand what I am saying, I'll try and use a different language. Okay. All right. Good.
Spanish, it's just French.
Charlie Brown's teacher. Okay. So after you come up out of the contra check, and then you do a check and a reverse pivot, correct? I think that your reverse pivot is a little bit too like that, especially for waltz. I wouldn't mind seeing that in quick step. I wouldn't mind seeing that action in tango. I wouldn't mind seeing that if there was some kind of something in the music for waltz. But that doesn't seem to me to be very waltzy. So once you come up out of it and you check here, and I can't rise through my left foot, so just bear with me on this one. I really, again, this is a picture line, in a sense. She needs to be able to do the work. And what you're doing is you're doing zip around like that. So I'd really like you to get to the point where you get here, and then you invite her to come forward. She fills that space, and then all you have to do is turn around, because she's coming forward, and she'll knock you around the turnstile. Bottom line is, I think you're working too hard. Okay? So give her the opportunity to contribute to a partnership. Nice and gentle. Here now. Let her do. That was better. That was much better. That was much softer. Okay, you okay with that? Okay, all right. Any questions about that? That's good.
There's a little bit of going into the tone arm.
Okay.
Where I feel like he's kind of rocking into the space just a little bit.
You know why? Because there's a little guy in your head that says, I didn't get the girl to cook. Okay. So look, it's just moving forward. Okay. So what you have to do is you say, no, I have to finish it. Okay? Don't work so hard. Okay? You are 100% responsible for your 50%. You are not even 1/2% responsible for her 50%. Okay? And sometimes the percentages go like this. You might be 70% responsible, but she has to be 30 then, and it always is balanced out. Okay? But I think you're taking too much responsibility for turning to the left.
Let's just do that, check.
Now, follow into it. Hang on, after that, one more time. I feel like that was better. Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, I thought so too. One more time. Okay, good. One tiny little thing about feet. I would like you to have a little bit more pressure through your non-supporting foot as you are doing your telemark. And that would be your left foot. Remember Brian Layton? Yeah, he used to go on the other hand. Okay, so have you talked to him about a spiral action on the telemark?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to talk, you know what a spiral is, right? Okay. Did you Latin too? Okay, so of course you know what a spiral is. So what's going to happen? Have you ever heard this spiral on a telemark? Okay, so what's going to happen? Once you put her into the heel turn right here, your left foot needs to nail to the floor a little bit, and you're going to make the turn happen through your right foot. You don't have to turn your body will turn, but the right foot turns, there's pressure through the left foot, kind of hangs you out there a little bit and anchors you, and then you can direct it out. There are a couple of reasons why I want you to do this. One of them is that if there isn't enough pressure through your left foot, then your left foot is too light on the floor, then your leg kind of swings around and then your body reacts to where your leg is swinging. My leg is heavy. If it goes that way, my body's going to go that way. That's not necessarily a bad thing, except the lady is there, okay? So you have to keep yourself over the pillar of your right side and kind of circling around that so that you're on your side of the fence and she's on her side of the fence, okay? The other reason, and this is a little bit more complex, the other reason that I want you to do this is normally when we go to promenade position, we turn to the right to lead promenade position. The telemark is a left turning figure. So how do you turn to the right on a left turning figure? So what happens, yes, you do a spiral, and what happens is right here, just stand on this foot. So what happens right here is if I don't turn my body, but if I turn my feet, that rolls my right hip into her, which then tells her, oh, we're going to go to promenade. Rather than me doing nothing and then just kind of going over here and hoping she thinks she can follow my brainwaves.
No.
A psychic lead doesn't work. Okay.
We
So
got
it's-
that discussion.
Yeah, it's
No psychic leads.
yeah, I hate psychic leads.
No, me too.
They're just, what do you want me to do? Just tell me, right? So it's really this weird thing of when you do this, you're not really doing anything with your body. You're definitely not taking your left side away from her. But what's happening is that right hip is rolling into her, which then, let's say she's done the heel turn, she feels this and she's like, oh, and she's going to kind of carom off you into promenade position. And if you don't do that, then in theory what should happen is, and that's not going to necessarily happen because both ladies know the routine, but what should happen is she shouldn't go to promenade. If you don't do that, she should continue to turn because nothing in front of her is affecting her to go to promenade. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, good. Try it. Okay. Turn your feet. How'd that feel?
That was very nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you go where you wanted to go? Or did you want to go that way?
Oh, I kind of wanted to overturn it and go to
Okay, you can still do that.
More down.
So turn more here. It's okay to bring this with you here, but once you get to, say, right about here, stop your foot turn and continue your body turn. And then you can direct it here, or here, or here, or wherever you want to go. So plan ahead. Know where you want to come out before you go in. Did you feel like that was a comfortable lead to promenade position? Okay, good. All right. So did you feel how your left foot kind of slid with you, but then it stopped before you did the little spiral action? That was really good. Okay. Double lock actually looks pretty good. Any questions, any feedback on that one? No. Okay, good. Then you do
The only thing I can say about it is sometimes you have a tendency to shake too much to go right with that one.
yeah, and that's pretty common, and that's really, you're shaping back this way instead of allowing your lower body weight to swing forward. So I still have the shape here, but I don't have a down shape. I have it because I'm upswinging to the left. Yeah. That seems like you know that. So, all right, after that, following is after that. Any questions about
Double reverse and do the line, right? Is there no reverse? Oh, pivot by reverse and then pivot, yeah.
Okay, any questions about that? Let me see. I thought the follower was on the other side of the floor.
We have them on both.
Oh, okay.
Different locations.
Okay. So that looks really good. Okay. You're traveling really well. It looks a little too square. Okay. And I really want you to feel that when you're doing, so you've done the fall away here, and then you're going into the tumble temple. I really want you to feel like you're passing her space across in front of you and then following her into the middle of the floor. Do you know what a tumble temple is? Yeah, what kind of set is it? Is there anything else in your dancing, in any other dance, anything that you do that vaguely resembles that part of the tumble temple?
Yeah, that's understandable.
Right. So what the tumble temple is an overturned, overshaped feather finish
Okay.
with a forward pivot or a lilt pivot on the end of it. So if you were to do a feather finish, back, side, forward, outside partner, okay? That's this, except you overturn it and overshape it, and then from here, this is what we call a lilt pivot, because we'll rise into the pivot. So you rise here, pass the lady across in front of you, slip forward and pivot. Okay? That's what the tumble temple is. So if you know what the elements are and not just what your feet are doing, then you stand a much better chance of being able to produce a good product every single time. So that, all the way that, whatever. Okay, once you get to here, all right, here's where you take this, dissolve the shape, take your center back, dance an overturned, overshaped feather finish with a pivot on the end of it. Okay? Let's try that.
Just do all of
Overturned, overshaped feather finish with a pivot on the end of it. That was actually really good.
I like that pivot to be a little bit softer though.
So, yeah. How big is your pivot? Here, okay, here's another dangerous question. How big is a lady?
His partner is only this
Yeah,
big.
my partner.
Every lady, give or take a track or two, is the size of you're too young. 33 and a third record.
Okay.
Do you still have any records at home?
No.
Oh my God.
Like, do you even know what a record is?
I don't know. We do too. We have tons of them. Pick out a few that you don't care about. I have like the yodeling Celtic thingies or something.
More cowbell.
Give or take a track or two. Every lady is the size of a record. Okay? He has no clue what a record is. Does he?
Is it saying
The black thing that goes around. Okay.
That's it. So you have to take this round thing with a hole in the middle, okay, and be able to pass it across in front of you. So, how big is your pivot at the end? It's as big as she is right in front of you. You're not going to step past her. You're not going to twist. You're going to step right to her right side. So, so we dance the tumble tempo right to here. Now, she's physically preceding me. I'll pass her across in front of me, and then I'll step to wherever she is, right in front of her. Now I'm physically preceding her into whatever we're going to do. Right? So step up to her. Don't pass her. Don't be too much in CDMP. Don't lift her toes. Now pass her across in front. There you go. How'd that feel, Corlin?
That was nice.
Yeah.
See how nice and soft that was? That was
Yeah.
way different.
And that means that we're dancing on our sides of the partnership. Which is what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to dance like this. Although I have to say, I see that a fair amount.
Yeah.
I don't mark it well when I see it, right? So that was really nice. That was really nice. You showed her off beautifully. Now pass her across in front of you and step to her. Very, very well balanced. Very well balanced. Even though we're going forward on that last step, physically, we're on the inside of the turn. So you can't take too big a step there.
Okay.
And physically, she's on the outside of the turn, so she gets to go bigger. Okay? Even though she's going backwards. All right. Any questions up to that point? Okay.
Good. That's one. Yeah.
Like,
quick natural spin turn into the bump.
The trombone.
Yeah.
yeah.
Why don't you teach what sound effects?
Yes!
Come on.
Of course I do. Okay. I never count quick step. It's get to.
Yeah.
Isn't that annoying when you do that? Okay, all right.
We. Yeah, you could have left that out, right?
Okay, so let's,
I'll
that's okay.
Narrow floor, close the weave,
Right.
close the weave.
Yeah. Options. Even for flow craft.
Yeah, she does it again. Yeah.
Okay, let's back up.
Right there.
Back up.
Okay. Do that again.
I thought it was a.
I thought it was supposed to be a quick natural spin turn, wasn't it? So where's my natural spin turn?
So it's not an
So
outside
it's,
spin.
it should not be an outside spin, right?
So it's not an open natural.
So it's not an open natural. So that's why you have the shot center to close it. Close it. Yes, yes. Back to thank you. Okay.
2 and 3. Good. Okay.
And that one always feels off balance.
Okay. Going back into that little checky thing.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So we have to understand not just who's on the inside and the outside of the turns, but who is physically preceding whom. Okay? And once you do this, wow, what you're doing here, whatever here, when we go back into this check fall away thing, who's preceding whom? Am I going first or is she going first? Let her go and then you can step. And then you can shake. And then when you come out, who's physically preceding whom? Right, good, exactly. So I think what's happening is you are going into that step instead of letting her go and then stepping after. And this is going to be a fairly delicate step for you. It's not going to have a lot of oomph. It's not going to have a lot of this weight transfer is not going to have a lot of into it, okay? The impact of this step does not come from you slamming into it, but it comes from you letting the lady get all inertial and go past you, and then you stop it and then do the shake, and then it's a really balanced shake, okay? So, bang into it. 1, 2, let her go. Does that feel better, Colin?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got more time to be,
Yeah.
Tippy, can you on that one?
And Tyler too.
And Tyler too.
So it's really, whenever you feel like, oh, I'm walking on the edge here, you have to take a look at where's the partnership? Where are we moving? Who's preceding whom, and or who's on the inside of the turn, who's on the outside of the turn, and where do you want to go? Okay? For me, that was a very balanced look because I saw man and lady. I didn't see Knoll. Okay? So now, if you feel that you have to put a lot more energy into that step to get your regular partner, what's her name? Julia, into it, then we relook at what she's doing before that, right? Because you shouldn't have to do that. What's the man's job as leader?
To guide the women in the right place.
That's pretty close. Okay. I would also add to that the idea that it is your job to change direction and to communicate changes of direction. Okay. So when we have a checking action right here where you have to stop and change direction, remember that you have to communicate that stopping before you actually want her to check, right? Then let her be all, oh, he stopped, okay, and then you can do the one. Let's do that again. So natural turn, or chasse, whatever you pick up, natural turn. Good. Okay, now from here, let her go. Check after her, change the shape. Good.
Not, that one was not quite as good as two.
Yeah, but the line was good.
The line was good.
The line was
Yes.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have a 100% weight transfer there?
No.
Correct. No is the correct answer. Okay, you are absolutely correct. So make sure, it's a check. There has to be some split weight there. Your split might be 99.1, but it's still going to be split. That one's not 99.1. 2, 1, and 2, 1, 2. That looks really good.
That one's nice.
Yeah, that looks really good. That looks really good. Okay, good. Questions about that?
Do you feel like you can recreate that every single time like that?
Because that one was really good. I thought that one was the best one.
Yeah, that one felt really good to me too.
Right, so you're saying something about like, if I had to put more energy to my partner, like,
Right. If you feel like she's not going there,
And you have to force her.
and you have to force her, or you have to put her there, right? Then something's wrong, okay? And then you have to look at what comes before it. Is she not putting enough energy into the spin turn so that she can actually get past him into
Right, right.
the check,
Right.
okay? Or are you just simply usurping her job? Okay, I don't know. Right? That's why you practice, that's why you figure stuff out. That last one looked really good.
Yeah, it felt really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looked really good. Okay. After that,
Like big top.
Big top.
Okay.
Big
So
top
back
first.
row. Big top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big top feel okay?
Yeah, felt kind of big.
Great. Does it,
Does it feel like that when you
With
do it
Julia?
on your own? With Julia? No, with Julia.
Most of the time, sometimes I feel like I come around and then it's like separated and then I have to like get it together.
And this is an issue that we've talked about, right? Is that a lot of times when they're doing changes of direction or some of the moves that we're doing, there becomes a very large gap between them. I keep looking at where the feet are getting placed.
Yeah.
And trying to determine, but I sometimes feel like maybe there's sometimes that he actually pushes her away slightly.
Right.
And
And
there's
that's-
sometimes where she actually goes away.
Right, okay. So who's responsible for maintaining body contact? At the same time?
No.
Oh my gosh, we're a bad influence. When? Who's responsible?
The person that's going.
You have two choices.
No. That's right. Back.
Wild
Oh,
step.
Right.
So it's the person going forward, provided that the person going back isn't sucking his or her weight away from the person going forward. Like, me or you can't catch me, right? Okay. So,
Like throw the head back and the shoulders should face backwards, right?
So, that's something to examine. In rotary figures, it can change dramatically. So, if we take a look, and let's take a look at the big top in particular. Do you know what the big top is? Do you know how the big top was invented? It was a mistake. Some English dude got to promenade position and said, I want to do my fall-away slip pivot, but I'm in promenade. I'm going to do it anyway. I'll just step forward in promenade, throw the girl across in front of me, and then do my fall-away slip pivot. That's what it is.
Kind of like a Wednesday mistake too.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, a lot of the best things were done as mistakes. So I'm going to do it facing this way. So from here, if I want to do my fall away, I'm going to step her over here out of my way, and then I'm going to step past her and do the fall away slip pivot. Okay? Try that.
Sometimes that's your foot.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do what I can do, and some things I can do better than other things.
Right.
This fortunately is pivoting on my right foot.
Yes,
That's
fortunately.
good. So sling her across. Oh, whoa, Betty! Can we try that again? Only don't do that again.
What did you do?
You don't want to.
I don't want to know.
Next day, I'm not going there. Okay. Okay, all right. Houston, we have a problem. You are stepping forward and step backward. So you're stepping
Oh, that, okay.
forward. Yeah.
Winner.
Once you take this first forward step, that's when you turn into fall away. Zap, you're a fall away. Okay, good. That actually looked pretty good. All right.
I actually really like the way he does this one because it's like I'm just going to go in,
I
woohoo!
kind of feel like that's what a good big top is.
Yeah.
I know I have a job, but when the guy does it well, it is. It's like, whee! It's great.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what a big top is. So make sure that you are able to make that happen. The following slip from prominent position. Okay. Okay. Without seeing you dance with Julia, I don't know. What the gapping.
The gapping thing is, yeah.
Okay. After that,
But my question would be, other than looking at the foot placement with each other, what other direction should I be looking to?
okay.
To try and fix
That I would, let's any gapping. Take a look at whoever's going forward to see if the leg, the femur, is actually forward over the foot. Get the F's. Femur forward over the foot. And with the person going backward, make sure that, especially if it's a left turning figure with the lady going backward, there are 3 things that she has to do. She has to step wide on the right foot, lift the left pectoral, and turn the head.
Yeah, okay.
And if she's taking her head weight back into it, then he can't catch her,
No,
right?
yeah.
So I would say, look at the weight distribution. Is the person going forward with the leg over the
Getting
foot?
that complete transfer.
Is the person going backward, lifting and turning, and not, turning like this, because we're not supposed to take our left side away from our partner, but is there sort of a spiraling up as we're going into the left turning figure? With a right turning figure, I would look at how early CDM is being produced.
Right.
Okay, I want a CDM on a right turn figure to be early. I do too, yeah. So that's what I would look at.
Okay. That's good. We keep those in mind.
Okay. Is there anything else in Waltz that needs taken a look at?
Oh yeah, pivots and like distance can be a problem sometimes, but I think it's just,
Yeah, and I think the reason for that, and the way that I see it, the reason for that is that it's too much backwards extension in pivots.
Yeah.
And not enough about movement forward
Right,
and around.
past your partner,
Right.
right? And just kind of stay out here. You don't want to stay, and especially for the lady, you don't want to stay out here. You really want to feel like there is that lift forward, going past your partner.
And it's the same for you too.
Absolutely. I'm not attacking Julia behind her back.
No.
Right.
I
Okay.
actually was listening to, and see what she thinks about this, but I was listening to in pivots, Luca Enrique was talking about a slight flip of the left shoulder coming from the backwards action as he comes forward, kind of whips that left shoulder around a little bit.
I think that works only if there is a delay in the CBM.
Okay.
Because let's say you're here and you're stepping forward, there's no CBM here.
Right.
So then you have to recorrect that really fast.
Right.
So it's a matter of, do you want to do that one with a delayed CBM, or do you actually want to do them with a forward, left side forward, left poise, early CBM going through? I don't know, it works.
I have found that for some people, it seems to be an easier concept for them to get.
There, the other thing are the legs.
Uh-huh.
Okay, are we forward and back like this, or are we side with the toes turned out and doing sumo wrestler pivots, right? I go back and forth with this. For myself, I don't like the sumo wrestler pivots. I think that they work effectively in tango, and they work effectively for shorter people. But every now and then, if pivots the way I want to see it aren't working, then I'll come back to this and see if that actually helps.
I'm going to do a combination, I think. Do your pivots.
Let's see.
Do you start with outside spin? What's that?
Your outside spin, the first step of your outside spin is too big. Okay. So the first step of your outside spin, you're actually going into it this way, and what you need to do is you need to tuck your foot underneath you, let her go past you, and then you can go past her. Okay? So it's really, I figure, if in tango, I have to do heel turns like this, and closures like this, then the boys can do this on an outside spin. Okay?
I believe that anyway, because you have to turn your head.
Well, you do, and you really have to contain the inside of the turn here. So that happens, and she gets past you, and then you go swing past her.
Not small.
And that's too big.
Keep it right next to your foot.
There we go. Okay, then you can, that was actually really good. Then from here, your left knee is behind your right knee. So what happens is your left knee kind of pushes your right leg forward that way as you go forward. And it's not going to be a pivot like this with straight legs, because your legs are a little bit too straight on the pivots. How'd that feel?
That feels nice.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Good. Okay. I'm going to say one more thing on the pivots that is directly related to what I talked about on the contra check. Okay. You're holding your head really square. Square and flat like this as you're doing the pivots. Okay. And what I really want you to feel is that your body is rotating underneath your head. And you're going to get to about here. You're You're never gonna be here. Okay. So it's two-dimensional looking, and then it kind of flattens out everything, and then it's gonna be really hard for you to get your left side forward if your head's turning to the left while you're doing right turning pivots. Okay? So let your head weigh, let your body rotate underneath your head so your head's gonna be a little bit calmer. Okay? So let's try that. And rotate the body. Did that feel any different for me?
Well, for a little while, I could feel his head,
Yeah.
a little more centered.
Yeah. So he was just
Yeah,
pulling
pulling.
this, and it's got to be, and it's not that I want it to be here, for sure, but it's got to be still in what I would call normal hands position, and not, yeah.
As I used to say, the lady's head goes from here to here.
Right.
The gentleman's head goes somewhere from here to here.
Yep, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Never more.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and